Jordan, we're here, my boy.
We out here, man. We out
We're
here.
here,
It's
we're
dope.
You gotta take your phone off of that because I don't know if it buzzes. It might.
No, it's not. It's not
Okay.
do not disturb. It will
Okay, I
never
heard you.
buzz. Unless my brother calls or texts, it's not gonna buzz. I promise.
Let's hope he doesn't call or text.
Actually, let me make sure my phone's on fucking vibrate.
I'll put mine on the seat next to
Can
me.
we
so
pick
I
an
can-
icebreaker, or do you
be
guys want me
excited.
to
Yeah, no,
pick
we
an
can totally start.
icebreaker?
Well, we should do the intro.
Okay.
Stuff like that, you know. First, hold on. I gotta clap us in. So.
Not clap us.
Have to do that. I gotta sync the audio because I'm gonna be the motherfucker editing this shit.
The clap us in is crazy. He clapped us in, guys. We're here.
I did.
We're live.
Yeah. Welcome to
The Lunchbox.
the pilot
Lunchbox.
episode
Yeah,
of the Lunchbox.
most definitely.
S1E1.
S1E1,
Is
the
what
official
it's called.
S1E1.
Okay.
We've had one before this.
Absolutely.
But this is the one that we're gonna show.
This is the one
First.
that we're gonna show first. Yeah,
You'll get the follow up after that.
exactly.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Mhm.
I hear that. This is exciting. We're here. We're live. We're
Yeah.
at the caf.
hmm You guys want to
You
do
know?
name introductions? We are the editorial team, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, we are the
Yeah.
editorial team.
We're to be the ones putting on like every episode of the Lunchbox and every a lot of the content that you're gonna be seeing.
Essentially.
We'll be producing a lot of that because
Get
that's
used
our
to
job.
These faces, these
Yeah.
smiles, these laughs.
hmm
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be here.
We're gonna be out here, man.
We're gonna be in the caf, eating out the
Mm-hmm.
lunchbox, talking out the lunchbox, etc., etc. You guys ready for a lunch break?
A lunch break.
A lunch break. Hey.
Been rolling for
Hold
4
on.
minutes. Like,
Hey.
That would have been a fire name.
Quick
yeah, the
intro.
lunch break.
Damn.
No, I like the
Could be a
lunchbox
quick
though.
one.
I do too, but
Okay,
the lunch
we
break.
could-
The lunch break could be something that we do.
I was gonna
like-
say we could
That
have
could be
like a
like a short.
segment.
it could be a quick
Make it
segment
short.
that we do. Like
I love that. We're
like
interviewing
literally interview people on their lunch breaks. That would be a fire. thing.
Ooh.
You only have
well,
30
that's what
minutes.
the segment could be. That's what it
Yeah.
could be called. It could be called the lunch break.
Like get
Mhm.
lunch with somebody at like Parkville or like
Yeah.
one of these
Fire.
local spots.
Mm?
Come on, busy.
Listen,
Coming up with good ideas.
Let's
out here.
go.
I was letting y'all know
Oh.
now where that
Yeah.
came from.
Well,
Yeah.
this is how we start off the first episode.
Also, name introductions.
Yes. Okay, can we do the icebreaker first and then do name introductions?
Sure thing.
Okay, bet. So, one I have right here right now is theme songs to your life.
Mm.
Oof.
Ooh.
Devil in a New Dress by Kanye West.
Ooh.
Yeah,
He
so
said that fast as shit. He
I
said
know.
Yeah, that was a
I said I've
concept.
listened to that for
think
10
about
years
this
now.
question. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Had to think about that question for a long time.
I love
Yeah,
that.
Devil in a New Dress by Kanye West.
Okay, so would that cover like your whole entire life or just right now?
Oh no, not right now.
Just your entire life?
Just my entire life.
Fuck with
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Can we curse?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay,
I'm
I
sure-
just
I'm
wanted to
sure
make
we're
sure it
fine.
was
I'm sure we're
okay.
fine. Yeah, we're adults. People
You
who watch
know?
us are most likely adults.
I mean,
We
at-
hope so.
We
in
hope
the
so, yeah,
caf and
exactly.
schools with kids curse. Bad.
Oh my
I
god,
know I
yeah.
used to work with kids.
Bad.
No,
So-
seriously. And it's even worse nowadays.
We're big kids now.
Yes, we are.
So
Yes, we are.
at the caf in the lunchbox.
Yeah.
You know, we're eating out of a lunchbox. That's some childish shit, but
It really is, but
hey,
sometimes
we're
you need to
here.
have that nostalgia, the childhood nostalgia, man.
feeding our inner child.
There you go.
Absolutely.
What's your
Theme song to my life. That's really hard.
Mm.
That's like really, really hard.
Can you do an album?
Ooh, no, because I
No.
have so many.
That's fair.
You know,
Mm.
theme song to my life. I always say that when it's my time to go,
Mm.
there's a few songs that I want to be played at my service. So I feel like it would be one of those.
I feel that.
It would one of them. First one I guess that would come to mind would be 1942 Flows by Meek Mill.
Word.
heard you?
That's
That's a hard song.
Word.
That's my shit. So I guess I would choose that one.
Okay.
Word.
What about you, Busy?
Busy.
That's also a hard question for me because I listen to a lot of music and a lot of different types of music.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, All right, I definitely know. Trouble on Central from Buddy.
Okay.
That song slaps. That's definitely not a theme song. Not only a theme song for my life, but even this moment in my life too.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a good song. Teaches you that this too shall pass.
I love that.
It's true.
I love that.
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Okay, albums. You have to do an album now that you brought up an album.
Album? Daft Punk Discovery.
Wow.
I'm a techno head, so like.
love that.
Yeah,
You are a
house
techno
head.
head,
I
yeah, yeah.
fucking
You have to
am,
put
man.
me on.
Yeah, I got
Send me
you.
links for sure.
I got you.
I
There's
love
a show
music.
coming on tomorrow. I told you about this. Yeah, there's a show.
The one that you're DJing
Yeah,
at?
exactly. I'm DJing
Fire.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Fire. You guys will see this after his show, but
Yeah.
my boy Jordan is DJing tomorrow.
Unless I like just destroy my day and just edit the
No.
shit out of this. But, yeah.
Well, we
Yeah.
still have to run it. We still have to run it
Yeah,
through.
we're supposed to talk about it.
You know, the
Yeah.
boss
But
and
yeah.
whatever. So
Anyway. But yeah, Daft Punk Discovery.
Fire.
And equally is my favorite movie as well because they had a
Okay.
movie album thing that went. So yeah.
Damn, an album for my life.
Or even this moment.
This is so. Oh, for right now.
Even this moment.
For this chapter in my life, honestly, I've been listening to a lot of Meek. Meek's like really my guy.
Word.
So yeah, so I guess I say which is off the song, like the album is Wins and Losses, like that. That's the song that came off the album was 1942 Flows. That shit's hard. That and Wins and Losses with him and Young Thug. Young Thug's my guy. Free the King, Free the Slat. But yeah, I would definitely have to say Wins and Losses by Meek Mill.
Word.
I used to hate Meek, but now I'm Team Meek, so
19 Meek.
we're here.
What was the controversy that went on
With Drake.
It was Drake. That's right. Oh my
Listen,
god.
I don't know what the
And
unwritten
they made a
rules that I
fucking song
have.
together.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
after
So
that.
Hard.
yeah.
I love that shit.
It was
When
some
they were
shit.
beefing, that's what it was. When they was beefing, I have
Really?
like
Yeah.
this thing towards Drake, which I don't understand because Drake's not really my favorite. But like I have loyalty towards him. So if you beef with Drake, you beef with me. Like Pusha T is out of my life.
Yeah.
Don't even bring a
Yeah.
Pusha T around me.
Question for you. How'd you feel about Honestly Nevermind if you listened to it?
I fucked with it.
I fuck with it
Nah,
too.
I fucked with it.
The,
I
like,
fucked
the, like
with
the
it.
Latin house, that was
I definitely fucked. That's international
you didn't-
music.
yeah. no,
So
totally.
it's real funny.
Yeah.
'Cause I guess
completely
this
off
could be,
topic
like-
from whatever we're talking
Nah,
about.
we're
I
here.
think
Exactly.
it's a good segue into like my album that I choose. but,
Yes.
Go
like,
for it, yeah.
I didn't necessarily. I'll answer this first. Like I didn't necessarily like. The reason why it's controversial for me with the Honestly Nevermind album is because West Side Boogie's album came out around the same time,
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
and I fucked with that more than I fucked with
Absolutely.
That,
I
because
didn't
I'm not
listen
a,
to
I'm not
that
a house
album.
music head. Like
Oh, gotcha.
I just started getting house music just because like I'm around like Arlene a lot more. Like she's been DJing
Okay.
a
Yeah.
lot more stuff that I go to. She
Yeah.
plays a lot of house music, so
Yeah.
that's I've been getting into. I'm just like, okay, this is like vibey,
Right.
but I like music I can sing along to and rap along to.
I
So
I
hear
feel
that.
you. Not just dance.
and West Side Boogie's album was kind of fire. Like, it was just like but also like, it's just talking about like growth and like I'm into very like, what's the word I'm looking for? Conscious rap.
I feel
Yeah.
that.
And yeah, that's why I just like I fucked with it more. But I still like the Honestly Nevermind album.
That shit goes crazy.
But I will say
I
like
normally don't like Drake, but yeah.
okay.
I normally
Drake
don't
puts
like
out.
Drake.
So I think like it's funny because like Drake every time Drake drops something it hits.
No,
Sure.
it's
But
very
it's
true.
because he found his sound.
No,
Yeah.
no,
And
totally.
it's the same. Yeah.
And he knows how to really play the game.
But the Honestly
For
Nevermind
sure.
was definitely
Yeah.
a bit different than what he usually does.
Most
but it was good.
definitely.
It was
Right.
still Drake.
Yeah, no.
But anyways,
Fun fact: I
What's that?
helped curate West Side Boogie's album listening party in New York.
I know.
for that
Yeah, I
album.
remember. I
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
the marketing
mentioned
agency
that.
that I worked for, we got to curate it, and like we did that shit in legit like 4 days.
Nice.
That shit was
That's hard.
crazy.
No,
The shit that
seemed
we had to
like-
pull for that, I was like,
Yeah.
bruh. And then to like meet, to beat Boogie, and then to also meet the man who owns Shady Records.
Mhm.
That shit was crazy. And LVR, and I always shout out LVR and Justin and the whole team. Like they were all so cool. Boogie's mad cool. Like
Yeah.
I hope you get the opportunity to meet that man because he's mad fucking cool.
I'm doing a gallery kind of inspired by his album. So
Fire.
definitely wanna-
Fire.
Yeah.
I'm sending this to Justice.
Yeah.
LVRN is gonna see this.
Say that.
Listen, we gonna get it together, but
Mhm.
nah, definitely shout out to that.
But the album I choose, because I was definitely thinking about choosing more black superheroes, but I think that's something that an album that encompasses in my life more, and just also like what I'm going, like things that I'm experiencing now in life. I'd say, wow, I really had. Oh, The House is Burning by Isaiah Rashad.
Okay.
That album
Isaiah's
just
pretty good.
like it's not even just like lyrically, but like sound wise.
Yeah.
That like that or Forever Story from Jid. Like those two albums, like not just lyrically, but like the sound and the beats per minute and just like
Yeah.
the flow of those albums, like very much fit how I exist.
I
Yeah.
hear that.
So
That's fire.
Now, question:
Yeah.
What do you two attract to more when it comes to actual music? Like, is it the
It's different every time.
is it the
I have a very
beats? Is it the
eclectic taste.
sound? Or is it the actual lyrics? So let's say for like rap and spoken word R&B, etc. You know, because for me it's beats. I love listening to beats, and I could care about the lyrics unless they're like really good.
For me, it's hard. I feel like on the first listen of the album, I'm listening for beats.
I feel that.
I have to. Like
Yeah,
that's.
feel that.
I could listen to the album on low to like kind of minimize the wording on it,
Mhm.
and I'm just gonna feel beats. I'm definitely a beat head. I love to sit in
Yeah.
the studio.
Yeah.
I definitely do a lot of A&R work, so like
Word,
beats are my
word.
thing. Second would definitely be like a hook. Is it catchy? Can I remember these easily, like things of that nature. And then I guess last I would say, is lyrics.
Word.
But it's different. Like I said, it's different every time. It definitely depends on the type of music that I'm listening to as well.
Gotcha.
I only have one thing that attracts me to a song for real, and it's flow or cadence.
I like that.
That is so important to me. There's artists that I don't listen to because their cadence is ass. People hype up, what's his name, Blueface?
Yeah, of course.
I'm just like, his cadence is ass. I'm not listening to him. Sorry. Like, y'all can hype him up as much as you want. Like, I just don't like the way he sounds. Like, the way he's talking is weird.
I agree.
It's offbeat as shit. I'm Gucci.
That's how I feel about G Herbo.
I like motherfuckers who have a, like, that's why I like Jid, that's why I like Isaiah, that's why I like, that's why I like Drake, that's why I like Meek, like, these are artists whose cadence is, like, really dope. Like listening to old school hip-hop, like, Biggie's cadence is
ridiculous.
Fuck, like,
it's jazz music.
Exactly.
It's straight up jazz
it's
music,
just smooth. Like, and Smino, for example, Smino's an artist that I fucking love to death. If I get to work with Smino one day, my life's work.
I hear that.
I'll be content with everything I've done in this life.
I love that.
But there's literally my cover photo for my Twitter is literally like a tweet that was posted that says, "I want to flow through life as smooth as a Smino verse."
Oh, I love that.
His verses are smooth, like they just it's like butter. It's just
and
that's fire shit. So
that's fly.
That's why I look for cadence all the time. Just like, how are you saying it? Like, people, there's artists. There's this artist, Super Duper Humble, who's from New York, and I feel like a lot of people don't know him as an artist, but like I listened to his music. I knew him as an artist before I knew him as like this comedian who does like the street talk shit.
Yeah.
But he has like his music is mad funny. Like, it's funny music. It's low key misogynistic, but it's it's funny as shit. The shit he says, and it's just like goofy rap.
Yeah.
But his cadence is kind of fire, so I'm like, I listen to it. It's kind of like bouncy and shit, and it makes me happy. So.
What about you, Jordan?
For me, I would definitely say beats over anything. But then there's certain artists. I like to listen to the words of the lyrics, and I love stories and storytelling.
Facts.
To plug my shit, but like,
or
to plug this shit, but like, I do love storytelling within lyrics and lyrical storytellers. Like Kendrick Lamar, obviously, is probably one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
I would say probably J. Cole, but I'm kind of falling off the J. Cole boat. And then I can't really think of anybody else, but like
J. Cole's been doing a lot of features. Like, he put out he put out Off Season, and since then he's been doing a lot more features, and he has been putting out solo work. So that's kind of why people might have fallen off. But he's gonna drop an album. Yeah, that's probably gonna be fire as shit.
And then like early Kanye, not necessarily now Kanye.
Yeah, it's
but
different.
Like it's different.
I feel like the way he's doing something is different though. Because I feel like I still listen to old Kanye a lot too, but I've also listened to a lot of new Kanye. I listened to it after everybody else did.
Yeah.
Everybody listened to Kanye when it first dropped. Yeah. I'm the type of person to listen to that shit late.
Same.
Yeah. And just so I can look at it a bit more objectively. And not look at it because I'm the type of person like yesterday I just found out that Tyler Creator was fucking Nigerian.
Tyler is.
I just found out this man was Nigerian. I had no clue that this man was half Nigerian.
Tyler's a fucking good one, especially his new one, Call Me If You Get Lost.
Yeah.
Massa was one of my fucking favorites.
But
I didn't know that either.
I'm the type of person that like I don't follow artist's life. I follow their art. Yeah, because they're artists, and so like as problematic as a lot of artists are, unless you do some heinous shit, I'm gonna follow your art. I'm gonna follow your art. Because that's how I separated. Like, that's why people talk about Kanye and stuff, like his life and shit. I'm just like, I don't know this man. I know his art. Yeah. That's what he puts out in the world is his art, not himself. Yeah. Exactly. So like, that's what I look at. So
yeah. Truly separating the art from the artist.
Yeah.
It's very
people
important.
find it so hard to do, and I'm just like, I don't look at none of these motherfuckers as humans. So
no, for real.
That's not like I'm dehumanizing them, but I'm not. Like, I'm just saying, like,
it's like a whole separate being, a whole separate world.
Yeah, people have different personas with their art. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like my name is Madison, but I put out my art as Busy. So
right,
two completely different shit. People tell me, yo, you said this yesterday. Who said that yesterday? Me? Or Busy? Who said that shit? Because I don't know.
That's me having a conversation with myself in the mirror.
Word. I just be talking sometimes. I don't really know who's saying it. I don't know who's driving the boat right now.
Hey, as long as it's being driven, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
And you getting somewhere, that's all that matters.
It might be a crazy bumpy ride, but we had fun.
Hey, right.
You alive.
Right.
That's the purpose of life.
I definitely hear that. All right. Well, we could do name intros now because
we've been rocking for like 17 minutes.
Hey,
man.
well,
like,
we here, we chilling. You feel me? Welcome everybody to the Lunchbox.
Mm-hmm.
What was this? The Lunchbox podcast is what we want to
It's
call
just
it.
the Lunchbox.
Yeah,
we
like
don't have to throw on podcasts on that because it could be so
we
much
know
more.
It's a podcast.
That limits
Yeah.
something.
Y'all see us speaking in the mic.
Yeah.
We here. You
This
feel
is
me?
a very radio produced show. So.
Most
I
definitely.
am Smooth the Source. I am here with my team, with my face, with my guys, with my dogs. You feel me? All fine. We live from the caf.
Yeah.
I don't do anything special, so go ahead, my
Shut
family.
the fuck
You
up.
do a lot.
Nah,
You do a lot.
No, I'm just saying hi.
Okay.
Nah,
That's
what
it.
do you do? You gotta say what you do. Sorry.
No.
Yeah. You gotta get used to it. You gotta
One
say it with
thing.
pride, babe.
I do smooth shit. Smooth shit only. That's the only thing that I do.
Okay,
Done.
facts.
That's
I
it.
bet.
I'm Smooth
If
the
you want to know
Source.
more, you're gonna have to look into it.
Exactly.
Okay, pull up to
What's your at? What's your at?
sourcebysmooth.com. Follow me at Smooth the Source, Source by Smooth, Shade by Smooth. Pull up, pop out. Just put by Smooth. You'll find me.
Gotcha. I'm Jordan D. Alexandre. I'm an artist, storyteller, writer, poet, a lot of things, but overall, just here to have a good fucking conversation.
Okay.
Hang out.
Purr.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to boop 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 afterwards. That's what I need. That's what I need afterwards. Right there. Sorry.
Right.
Essentially. Also DJ on top of that. Yeah. To kind of throw that in.
Plug that in.
Yeah.
My name is Bizzie, Bizzie.
Mhm.
I feel like to encompass everything, I'm a storyteller. Like
I feel that.
I do spoken word, I do short stories, I do screenwriting, filmmaking, documentary work. I also, what most people see me as though is a photographer.
Yeah.
That's kind of my main art form.
Mhm.
And yeah, event curator, art curator.
Okay.
About that.
No,
Heavy on it.
there's a lot.
I own a business called the Photo Booth.
Yes,
There you
yes.
go.
Curate art events for Black and Brown creatives.
There you go.
And yeah, we just try to put people on to the dope people that exist around them.
Most
Right.
definitely. Yeah, the art of connection, man.
Okay.
The art of connection, I like that.
Yeah, the
I
art
like
of
that,
connection.
I like that.
You could take that if you want to.
I
Okay.
definitely am.
Okay.
So y'all know.
Out of
Exactly.
all the things that we are, what do you guys
Mhm.
feel like is your favorite thing to do?
Oh, just create. Just make shit.
Say,
Just
No.
make purely
I'ma
just
say
make shit.
specific-
That's an expected answer.
yeah.
But it is. It's like the cliches, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, sometimes cliches are the most true because they're said so often.
I hear that.
You know? Well,
Mhm.
that makes sense. But like, what I'm trying to say is like they're the most true because they are the most true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like to create sculpture. Like I created that thing over there that you can't see on camera. But
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
love that.
Yeah.
You're such a handyman. It's so
Wow.
I
funny.
appreciate it. Yeah.
That's so fire.
Yeah. It's a lamp. It turns on and shit.
Wow.
No, seriously.
That's
Wired it all
tough.
up and everything.
Wow.
But yeah, I create sculptures.
This
I
man is an
paint.
electrician.
Yeah, like that's my
Oh,
friend.
not
like,
quite
He's an
yet.
engineer.
Probably a little bit
In a
more.
sense.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to make that shit. So
No, at
just
all.
claim
That's
it.
true. I would say handyman. Oh,
Just
good
say it
stuff.
and then it will happen.
Not a handyman.
Yeah. I'm a handyman. I make shit.
I
What
wish
about
your name
you,
was. I
Bizzie?
wish your name was Mandy, so I can call you Handy Mandy.
Handyman.
Yeah.
Come
okay.
man well. Handyman.
Yo.
Handyman-y. Oh, that's a whole cartoon. I forgot about that.
It
That's a whole cartoon.
is.
That used to be my shit too. I used to watch that shit
Oh
when
my
I was
god, yeah.
as a teenager.
Yeah.
Teenager, proudly.
Learn
Bubble
Spanish
Guppies,
on
all that
You are
shit.
loud and proud about it.
Bubble
No
Guppies,
care.
all that shit. I love.
Hey,
Them
yo.
cartoons was fire.
Shout out to Handy
Most
Manny because
stuff.
he took over Bobby Builder. That's all I'm gonna say.
Facts.
What about
Yeah.
you?
Little was kind of hard to though. Talking machines and shit. That was kind of
Yeah, that was
Hey.
kind of fire.
So the Handy Manny.
Hey.
Anyways,
Talking tools is crazy.
talking to us is crazy, yo. Screwdriver talking to me.
Hey,
Oh
yo.
my god. Anyway.
But yeah, I feel like my favorite thing to do artistically, overall, I feel like is to really just like tell the stories of Black and brown people or just minoritized individuals and like tell their stories and like really show like their human side. As much as I separate the art from the
Yeah, no.
artist to like
You kind of show the in between.
I like showing the human side of
Yeah.
people and like also just like going in depth. I like just like seeing more what who people are
Mhm.
outside of all their identifiers.
I got you.
I think it's like a big question I like to ask people is like, especially like creatively and things that I like to show creatively is like, who are you in your rawest form? Like outside of all these things, outside of being a woman, outside of being black, outside of being XYZ, like who are you outside of what everybody else has told you that you are?
Mm.
Mm.
Like, who are you? Who do you want to be? is a big thing for me, and I really like to try to show that and like allow people to tell me that when I'm interviewing them and when I'm talking to them and stuff. Yeah, depth is important to me. I like to be deep with my art.
We love that.
Good.
What about you?
I think my favorite thing to do creatively is it pretty much just surrounds like impactful plays and elevation. I think that's my biggest thing is like regardless, impact is going to be a thing as long as elevation is present. So being able to provide opportunity for others, being able to teach others the things that they want to be taught, connecting others with, let me stop saying connecting, sourcing others with people that they need to, meet, learn, be at, et cetera. You just watch people grow. You know what I mean? I feel like one thing that we experience or that I hear most often is that there's a lack of resources. That is true to an extent.
But it's 2022. You got to create your own resources.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You got to create your own.
But I think the lack of resource is a lack of knowing how to create your own resources.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that, and it's also just not being in the know.
Yeah.
You could be outside of the pool. You could literally be right here in the pools, right here, full of resources, and you're just not willing.
Walk. Yeah, not really. Literally.
But either you don't see it, you don't hear it, or you're not even aware that the pool is right here.
Your back could be turned to the pool.
Period.
That's when Dora be asking, "Where's the mountain?" Turn around,
screaming.
It's that simple.
But exactly. You feel me? So it's like being able to be the person to kind of, not even kind of, being the person to source others to where they really want to go in this life. Like that's
bring people together, bridging that gap.
It's not even people. It's not even just people. If I could just
opportunities and shit.
If you want to get yourself in this room and you know you can't get yourself in that room, and you know I could get you in that room, yeah, you feel me? Let me get you, because then you could do what you want in that room.
Yeah,
you could make $1 million as long as I get you in the room. You do what you want in the room.
Yeah,
gotcha.
You feel me? Like that's my biggest thing. It's like you just gotta be there. You just gotta show up. You have to be able to want.
You just gotta show up.
Shit.
Heavy on just showing up.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
I think that's a huge
important.
thing.
It's important.
Motherfuckers be like, "Oh, how do you know about all this?" I just be showing up.
I just showed up.
Go outside.
I go outside.
Everybody calls me like Miss Outside, Miss this, Miss that, and I don't know if it's like, I don't take it as a mockery, but to me, like there's a joking sense behind it. But I'm like, y'all watch me through your phone, live my life in a whole nother state. You feel me? And everybody, the swiping up, the this, the that, the da da da, and I'm like, bro, you could come outside. Like, you just gotta take a train outside.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
How'd you meet this person? How'd you get into this room? How'd you do this? Those are also other
crazy things. That's what it is. It's like,
just bring yourself outside.
There's so many. You gotta
be curious enough.
One of the things I always like. I'm glad I'm a very curious person. I think I'm always gonna be curious. But I think what's interesting is like the fact that when I was growing up, and I feel like this is something that I was always told growing up, and like a lot of people in my generation were told growing up, or I guess on my end of the generation that were told growing up, but they're not told growing up now, is like you never know who you're gonna run into.
Yeah, for sure.
That whole thing, like I understand, like I think our parents came from a generation where it was like you have to put on your best face when you're outside,
right?
Yeah.
And that was reiterated to us as you never know who we're gonna run into,
right?
And we kind of looked at that as a good thing because it's like, okay, you could be outside. Like when I was in high school, I was outside and I never knew that the person I might run into at the grocery store could be the college admissions person at this college I want to go to. You know what I'm saying? Like, or it could be this editor that works at this magazine. Like. Right. I think saying yes to opportunities is so huge. Like when people invite you somewhere, say yes. You never know what's gonna happen.
No, it's very true.
Being scared is one thing, but also like understanding that if you are scared, that you should do it.
Yeah,
if it doesn't scare you,
that's the problem.
Why are you doing it?
I say the same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't live in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely agree to that. Heavy on. When people tell me like they're nervous to do things, I'm like, you should be worried if you're not nervous.
Exactly.
Because then that means you don't care.
No, exactly.
And that's what the problem is for me,
When I'm not nervous, I get worried as shit. Like when I did the first event in New York, I was scared as fuck.
Yeah.
I was terrified. I kept singing this one song. I kept singing "It's Plenty" from Burna. My favorite song of the year, for real. Song of the year. But
song of the year.
When I did the event the day of, I was just like freaking out. Like I knew everything was set and I knew everything was fine.
Yeah.
I was still just freaking out because I'm just like, I don't know.
It's your first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different area. I'm not like from here. Like I don't be doing shit out here. This is my first event that I've ever done in New York. But it went really well, you know. So, if you're scared, that's when you do it.
Exactly.
Do it.
I mean, unless it's some dangerous shit, like if it's some life risk, don't do that shit.
Yeah.
But
Be
people be like,
careful.
okay, bungee jumping, I'm scared. No.
You got a rope on you.
No.
You said you got a rope on you?
You got a rope on you, yeah.
Listen, I
got
just
the
say
bungee
this.
on you.
I'm a big bitch. That rope ain't doing shit for me.
Okay.
Or I think it's not. I just be so self-conscious about this
Felt
shit.
the fuck out of that, bro. Sitting on
I'll be
this
like, how
bench
much
got me
weight? How much
scared.
weight can this handle?
Such fair.
Bro.
Did you calculate the gravity with it too?
Yo, I can't. We're busy. Busy gets me like no other. Truly. Truly. I love that shit. Okay, so kind of where do we want to segue now? We want to segue into like how we discovered breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Sure, yeah.
In
Totally.
cafeteria.
Okay. Yeah, of course. We could kind of ease into that now that we shared who we are, theme songs and theme albums to our lives. What our favorite thing doing is creative. What our favorite thing
to do as
to do that
is
is creative.
Thanks,
Oh,
team.
thank you. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I guess we could segue into discovery. Who wants to go first though?
Busy.
No.
Damn.
Yeah,
Jordan
yeah.
you right on the wrist with that.
Yeah.
I feel like just know you going first with the next one.
That's cool.
Don't play with
I
me.
got it.
I feel like similar to what we're talking about. I think it is a good segue because I've been outside. Like I was just going to events and shit, and like there's certain creatives that I know who have worked with Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner and Cafeteria in the past. Well, before Cafeteria wasn't even a thing, like they work on Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner, and so I always knew the people that were close to them, and then just by default, I started like hanging out with Gene and like, and through Gene I would meet Jeff, and through both of them I met Josh, like, so like I kind of just started running into the people, and they knew who I was, I just didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
Like I knew Gene first. Gene was the first person I knew from Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner, and he kind of just put me in the room with a lot of motherfuckers that were working with BL&D. And then I just kind of been following them ever since, and just been, it really is important to just show up, because that's what I was doing, was just showing up to different events and like talking, and like a lot of times I was performing or I was like showcasing or taking photos and stuff, and they were around, so I just was in the know.
I hear that. Okay.
Right place, right time.
Perfect.
I hear that.
Yeah.
For me, I had met Jeff when I was 18 years old, so this had to be I was summer of 2018 to be exact, actually. And I wanted to do something. I had this idea in my head. I have never done anything like ever in my life. I was ducked away in New Britain, and I was like, I want to do something together. I want to put something together. I found out you were the guy. I had called Jeff. He was like, who is this? Told him who I was. Told him what I was trying to get into. I was actually trying to throw a block party where they have no good market. That's
Really?
what I wanted to do.
Oh, shit.
I still want to do that because I still have yet to do that. But I had visually seen it on my timeline. I was like, okay, if they can do it, like I can do it. Like I heard you're the guy who handles that. Let's sit down for a meeting. Like Jeff had this really long hair. He looked like Prince Charming. Like, bro, like if you guys know Jeff, like Jeff goes through like, I don't want to call them characters, but every time he does something different with his hair, he's like
Jeffrey.
He's like in a completely in a completely different stage of his life. So like I always have to say what phase like I'm talking to him at.
You met him like.
Yeah, no, literally, it was beautiful. Honestly, like Jeff has really good hair, so it is what it is. And then that didn't end up following through or whatever, and then kind of later on in life, that's kind of when we like continue to just kind of bump into each other. I can say regarding Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner specifically, last year actually around this time they had put up a flyer for a retail incubator program that they were doing with Reset, and this was the first of its kind. Somebody had sent me the flyer for it, I didn't quite understand like what the caption said or what was going on. But that was the legit last day to like apply for it.
Oh wow.
So I was like, smoothie baby, you gonna do it regardless. You're gonna fill out this application. And the application was like, it has so many questions on it. It has so many questions on it. That's one thing I will never forget. I think it had at least 100 questions on it. Literally. And most of them were open-ended questions.
Oh, so like,
oh my God. It was like the worst thing ever. It was the worst thing ever.
I will copy and paste every single time.
But it was, you know, by the grace, like I did it. I had ended up getting accepted into the retail program for Shade by Smooth. And that's actually when I met Josh. Like, it became a whole thing. Then I ended up, you know, working in Winter Fair with Shade by Smooth. Now we are here. Now I have a team. Now we're with you guys. So, you know, just cool shit. Slow shit, cool shit, Connecticut shit. But, you know, we here. Shout out to Breakfast Lunch and Dinner. Shout out to Jeff and Josh.
Shout out to Cafeteria Media.
Shout out to Cafeteria Media. Shout out to Busy and Jordan. We had the Lunchbox.
Is that how gritty your voice can get?
Nah, it actually gets deeper than that.
Oh, no.
It like really depends on like
in the show on a really deep voice.
I gotta say some shit for real. Like some dumb shit has to come up and you'll hear it come out.
Got you.
Now I have to hide because I'm blushing. But yeah, we're here. We're live.
But yeah. For me, so I heard about the calf before this, the one that was before this, maybe like a year or 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
Maybe
okay,
3 years
yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
That was like right over here on Pratt Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was during Winter Fair.
Yes.
And I walked in, I looked around, I bought like a t-shirt, and then I saw Jeff, and I talked to him, and I was like, yeah, I'm an artist, I build shit, like, exactly, but like, I'm an artist, I build shit. If you guys need any help doing anything like that, just hit me up, here's my information. He was like, oh, cool, we may use you. So then, he eventually hit me up for making some signs, and then a little bit later, he hit me up to kind of build out all the shelves.
Oh wow.
And like the boxes, like
we
the
love
shit.
that.
Oh, so you built these?
Wow.
Yeah, I cut them and then helped build them.
Fire.
Told you this is a handy man.
Handy dude.
This is my friend, guys.
Handy dude.
That's all I'm saying.
I know him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want you to
Get
know that when
crazy.
we edit this, that has to be a snippet where we just zoom in on us saying we know him.
And that could be it.
That's my
It's the
guy.
entire thing.
That's the
It's a
quick
teaser.
little
That's a quick
TikTok thing.
exactly. I can do that. But yeah, so I ended up building all this stuff, and they were like, yeah. And then they figured out that I do podcasts with my friends, and that I do all this other content. And then Jeff reached out and was like, hey, there's this media storyteller gig that Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner is doing, or Cafeteria Media is doing. Yeah, now Editorial team. I'd really like you to apply for it. And I was like, all right, sure, yeah. You know, I think it'd be good for it. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then ended up getting it. Yeah.
Fire.
And then I met Josh somewhere in between there. And I knew Gene from like way back. I didn't even know this.
Wow.
When he still had the warehouse on
yes.
in the north
Yeah,
end.
that's when I met
You
him.
know,
Yeah,
I
that's
just
that-
learned.
yeah.
That's how
that
I
he
met
ran
him.
No,
through-
seriously.
that's who I met
Yeah,
him
that's
through.
how I met him.
That's
I
crazy.
just figured that out. Yeah.
I met him through Jasmine Augusto,
Oh, okay.
who was she had La Sala Femme at the warehouse.
Yeah.
The year that I first performed in La Sala Femme.
Mm.
And I was like, what? Yeah, you were there for that when I sang too. That
I
was
loved
really
it.
funny.
It's not funny. I loved it.
And yeah, I had met, like, I had already known about the warehouse, but I didn't know like who ran it and shit, and that's how I met Gene.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I have
that's
been there
so
a couple
crazy because
times,
that means
so
that
that's
was like
crazy.
4 years ago.
That was a
Yeah,
great
that was a
spot.
good
That was a
We're
great
aging
spot
ourselves.
too. Yeah.
What did you
I
say?
feel like we're aging ourselves.
A little
No, you know, time just passed.
I was
We're
like
doing
19.
Time
I
lapse.
was like 19.
I'm saying, no, yeah, we were young as hell.
We were young as
We
hell.
were young
I
as
mean,
hell.
yeah.
Up in there chilling too.
Word.
I had
Shout
known,
out
yeah.
to Gene.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love you, Dean.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else you got? What other questions you got?
Shout out to Breakfast Lunch and Dinner one more time.
Every day.
To
Shout out
Cafeteria
to the
Media.
boys that got us in here. Oh yeah, Cafeteria. Now we already pretty much just discussed Cafeteria,
Yeah.
but we can talk about what Cafeteria is, who it's going to be targeting.
Oh yeah, the call to
what
action.
we already, what
Yeah.
we already have going
Our
on,
call to action for you.
and how
Yeah,
To
for
you.
you.
For you.
We gotta do that.
we need to
That's
grow
it.
up. We need to grow up. That's how I
No,
feel
we
right now.
don't. If we grow up, we're not
Oh
gonna
my
target the right
No.
audience.
That's exactly right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You gotta have that child inside.
Cafeteria FM or
Mhm.
Cafeteria Media, we should
Mhm.
be saying specifically. How would we define that? How would you define that?
Cafeteria Media is a media outlet
Yeah.
for that highlights creatives and things that are happening within the Connecticut region.
That's true.
Is how I'd put it.
Yeah.
It's also the first sentence on the website too. If you go to Cafeteria Media website, what is that?
Cafeteria.fm.
Cafeteria.fm. Right.
Find us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But we basically, highlight and promote the happenings and the creatives that are doing shit out here.
Right.
Not just in Connecticut, but again, the Connecticut region, which like includes like New England.
Right.
So, yeah.
So we blog.
We
take videos.
Yeah. Do podcasts.
We take photos.
We are a multimedia team.
Yeah, exactly.
That produces multimedia content.
Multimedia network, highlighting, elevating, and I guess connecting creatives together. You know, to just come be themselves.
Exactly.
But I kind of really want you to speak upon the fact that, like, when we're in meetings and you say, you know, because there's a lot of people that say that there's things that don't take place in Hartford specifically, or things that don't take place in like Connecticut, like that's what our purpose is for, to kind of like get that stigma out of the way.
Yeah, there's like this whole idea that, you know, nothing goes on in CT. I'm into school in Maryland, for God's sake, and that's Baltimore. All right, shit's going on in Baltimore, shit's going on in DMV. But their assumption is that there's nothing going on up here in New England, and especially in Connecticut. Hell, they're surprised there's even culture up here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's a shit ton of culture, you know, like predominant culture out here is Latino. Like, there's so much culture, so much activity, and like so much creativeness that happens out here. It's just not televised. I'll say that.
That's
you know, talk about the
is.
real estate. Televised. Like, this is like, you know, this is one of those areas where like people don't know the little renaissance that's starting up. That has been going on, and that's like starting to get another, you know, have another push. I feel like 2020 was like a huge sign of this renaissance happening out here. We slept for a little bit because we was tired from protesting and like being that active.
No, absolutely.
But like 2022, like this has honestly been the most active summer I've seen in terms of events.
Most definitely.
For young people especially, you know. And again, like having on, like, you have to come outside, like you have to come outside, like in order to know this shit. Like to say that you don't know what's going on is to say that like you're not looking, like
you're not curious enough.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my timeline is filled with events that are happening within New England alone, and not even just New England, because I obviously follow people outside of New England, but you know, I'm always knowing what's going on because I always see all the flyers. I follow the right people and stuff, and like that's because I was in the right rooms and I showed up. And I feel like that's a huge thing that we're trying to push, is like, come outside. Like, there's stuff like I think people's idea of fun is party.
Yeah, for sure.
No, but
party,
there's so
drink,
much more.
don't remember what the hell happened the next day.
Essentially,
No, like that's not like, I think you have to broaden your idea of what fun is. You're supposed to experience it. You're supposed to like have experiences. Partying, getting like that you remember. Getting drunk and blacking out is not an experience.
It's not cute.
Because you don't know what happened, so you can't experience anything, you know. So I think that it's very important that that's like really what we're trying to push, is like, you know, come outside for this. Like, you don't know who you're going to meet. And that's the important thing about coming outside to these certain events, like especially to like No Good Market, to Maroon, to even if you're just going to the Mia just to get some fucking coffee. Like, you might run into somebody, like,
literally, I ran into Brandon and did an interview with him.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people who are doing a lot of shit out here there's a lot, especially like the people in their 30s, the artists in their 30s that are out here, like a lot of them have been in the industry. Like, they've gone to New York, they've gone to LA, they're back and forth between there, and there's even young people who are doing that now. That we just don't know, because I feel like a lot of us artists, especially like people who produce stuff, we're not in front of the camera all the time.
For sure.
We are behind the scene, and you don't know that we know these people. And it's not about how many people you know, because they see our following, they're just like, oh. And it's like, no, it's not about how many people you know, it's about who you know.
For sure.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's about the quality.
exactly.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's people that I know out in New York that know some very important people that have big followings.
Yeah.
But they're just behind the scenes making sure that this person with the big following continues to have a big following.
Absolutely.
They're not worried about their following. They're just worried about staying connected with the people who have the following.
And that's the most important part about that.
Exactly.
For sure.
So I think that's like something that I feel like that's exactly what Cafeteria is trying to combat, is like that notion that like nothing's happening in Hartford, nothing's happening in Connecticut, and that like we don't have reach. You know what I'm saying? And we do, like, there's so many people here that I know personally who have been in the industry, who have produced big shit, like, who have been a part of big shit, and, like, a lot of talent out here, too. There's so much talent. And I say to people all the time who were born here or trying to leave, trying to start their careers in other cities and bigger cities that are saturated, like, no, like, this is a great place to start.
Yeah, I agree to that.
This is a great place to build that foundation.
You got to plant your seeds here.
Exactly.
I think that's something that's very important.
To anyone who lives in a small city, like, for real.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a huge thing. When you live in a small city, you have this idea that, like, you can't make it because you're from a small city. But I'm just like, no, that's where you start. This is, like,
exactly.
That's how the big cities
If
started.
you can make it in your city, you can make it anywhere.
For real.
But I think it's also important to understand that you have to plant your seeds here, because if you go to the big city and you flop, you can come back home and still have the same shit going on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I think it's
Exactly.
very important for people to understand that. Being one of those people who's trying to leave and go make it in another city, you know.
And I think it's even harder to, like, as somebody who does events. When I did my event in New York, like, I know people are going to show up because it's New York.
Right.
Everybody wants to do something.
Right. Of course.
And there's a shit ton more people. So there's going to, like, every event that happens, there can be 10 events on one day. Each event is going to have like 200-300 people.
Yeah.
Because there's just that many people in New York that are doing something, that want to do something. They event hop in New York. We don't event hop out here.
Literally.
No.
But that's something that I feel like is starting to happen more. That's happened this summer. Is like there was a lot of event hopping this summer. Going to like 3 events in a day because there was shit happening.
No, seriously.
That's good though.
Exactly, and that's good, and that's what we're obviously working toward. But we're also working on, like, there's always that's always happening. It's just that the advertising for everything that's happening is not always
It's
up to par.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we do with Cafeteria Media is make sure that each thing that's happening has a platform that people can go to. If you want to see what's happening this weekend, you can go to Cafeteria FM and find out what's happening this weekend. If you're looking for photographers, artists, creatives to commission for work, you can go to Cafeteria FM and find that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's like really what we're looking to do. That's how we're gonna combat all of this BS with this shit. But what I was getting to with, like, having, knowing that everybody's gonna come out in New York, no matter how much is going on that day.
Right.
It's different here and that's why I say it's important to to plant your seeds and build your foundation in a small city, because getting 200-300 people out to an event in a small city is twice as hard as doing it in a big city.
Yeah.
It's true.
If you can have 300 people come to your event, that's 300 people in a small city, that in a small state, that know about what you're doing. That's a lot of word of mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
Like, and it's harder to bring people out in a small city because people want to stay inside. There's a lot of homebodies out here.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say about New England, because it gets cold fast.
Right.
It's true.
We're not trying to live in the winter.
For sure.
Like 2 seasons essentially.
No, literally.
You know what I'm saying?
2 full
And
seasons.
so I think that's why it's so important to start in a small city. To start here is like you're able to build something that is familial to people. Like, they get familiar with it and they're just like, okay.
It's just
I know it's coming.
ecosystem shit. That's
Exactly.
really just what it is. You just got to be able to learn how to grasp that. You have to
Mhm.
be able to learn how to build that.
Exactly.
Get yourself in the ecosystem and then make your own shit, and then it kind of just falls in line.
It's
But
the vibes. Yeah.
hey,
Hmm?
hey,
That's what Cafeteria is here for, though.
no, yeah, literally. How do you feel, Jordan, about Cafeteria? How would you introduce that to somebody?
I would say it's a multimedia connecting. I would say, I would say it's the glue that's trying to connect together Connecticut.
Okay.
Or the Connecticut region. But yeah, because like a lot of Connecticut is very like, it's like this. It's
Yeah.
Like, not disbanded, but it's like this. That's
Zoom into
another
that
one.
too.
That's another one.
You guys.
Yeah, a lot of Connecticut is like in fragments, and I feel like it's going to take a really big source and maybe a fantastic team
Hey.
to try to connect it together.
Yeah.
You know, because like Connecticut has the potential and the power to be a fantastic city for any artist or up and coming person
State.
to
Right.
state. I'm sorry, yes.
I just don't want somebody to drag us.
No,
in
exactly.
the comments.
He called it a city.
Being like,
Hey.
he called it a city.
Exactly.
We know.
Thank you. But yeah, to become something great, to become a great destination for artists and creatives in general, to kind of really, you know, have fertile ground to grow their seeds in. And it's just a matter of staying true to yourself. And I think that if you go to New York, you're going to kind of be not branded, but you're going to have like a slice of the New York flavor. And I feel like if you do it kind of like in a small city or your home state that's not well known, it's going to kind of grow its own flavor that hasn't been seen before.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the important part. And that's, I think, what Cafeteria and many other media companies like it, or at least the few that exist here that I know of, can really do, you know, make the Connecticut flavor, essentially.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
I hear that.
So,
Okay. Happy with the flavor Cafeteria Lunchbox. We like that.
Yeah.
It's the on brand for me.
Seasoning.
Seasoning.
It's the
That
seasoning.
Connecticut seasoning.
It's the flavor.
It's not everything bagel.
Yeah,
I'm
not
crying.
everything bagel.
I'm
It's a
crying.
very specific seasoning.
Very specific seasoning.
How you feel? How would you describe Cafeteria?
Go for it.
Cafeteria, I can just say that it is a multimedia platform that definitely provides you with some insight as to what's going on in Connecticut, or I guess around Connecticut. I should be saying they haven't gone to the outskirts yet, so I can't really say that. But
I'm trying to push them.
hey,
Yeah.
soon
That's why I
enough.
put Springfield on the list.
No, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
It should be happening in Mass.
No, for sure. And Mass is really close, especially when I went to the Biggie yesterday. I was like, we're really not that far.
That's the big thing is like Hartford used to be an art mecca. Like people used to
Most
come from New
definitely.
York on the train to come to Hartford
Yeah.
to go to shit that was happening out here because all this Main Street used to be shopping centers. XL Center used to be a shopping mall.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Like Harvard was bustling back in the 50s to the 80s, and then like
Wow.
right in the 80s, like mid 80s and shit is when everything kind of switched over. It became more insurance, more
Yeah.
white
Finance.
collar, you know.
Yeah.
And this used to be a big place for nightlife. Club Envy used to be
Yeah,
popping
no,
like
for
up on the
sure.
rocks. So like, and I think that's such an interesting thing is like that's why I think this renaissance is happening. I think it's starting to bring that back up. We're just trying not to. I think as Black and brown creatives, we're trying to keep the culture alive because what's happening is that the reason why the city's becoming more is because it's being gentrified.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
And we're trying to make sure that even though it's going to, like, we can't necessarily stop gentrification, but what we can do is maintain culture and
That's good.
continue to provide that culture in this city, because everybody the majority of people that live here are Black and brown. You know,
Yeah,
y'all can kick us out as much as we want to, but at the end of the day, this is our home.
for
No, most
sure.
definitely.
This is where we started. This is where we create. You know, this is where we get inspired, and yeah, I think it's interesting, like that. I think it's an interesting thing that people don't look at Hartford as a mecca. People don't look at Connecticut as a mecca, as art mecca.
Yeah,
When this is one of the oldest cities
ever.
in America.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is one of the oldest states in America. It's literally the
Yes.
fifth.
I was gonna say it's one of the five.
Like
Yeah.
it's New England. New England was the first. These were the first 13 colonies. Like we was here before you. Like love you, LA, but we was here
Nah,
before
you
you.
talking
Stop
heavy
playing
though.
with me.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Stop playing with me. We was here before
Okay.
you.
We love an educated woman.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
Okay.
you know, I we have a lot of history here, and I think like one of the things that I always like, that I was just talking to my friends about before I came here. I was at Samia before I came over here. I was telling them like, I think if there was just a bigger space for art education, especially art history education,
Most definitely.
when it comes to Hartford and like the Black art history here, especially the hip hop culture, like there's so much
Yes.
happening. Like,
I agree to that.
like not even just talking about the Black history, but like you talk about before then with like Mark fucking Twain.
Yes,
Like
yes.
this used to be a huge writer city. Like writers would come here to relax and create.
Yeah.
Artists would come here to relax and create, and it's just like, it's just like a huge. This is like there's so much history here when it comes to the art scene, and if there was just more education around that, there'd be a bigger appreciation for where we came from, and then there'd be more people trying to create because they'd realize that there are a lot of resources here,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of creatives here. The way we create is just different. We're not up days in a row, you know, like throwing parties. Like,
Right.
this is, again, this is a city that sleeps because we realize we need our fucking rest. Let me just say that.
In order to work and create.
You know what I'm saying?
Need a rest.
Exactly. And I think, like, that's always, like, shat on is, like, oh, like, they think that it's boring because we do sleep. And I'm just like, y'all need to sleep. I know y'all hyper as fuck right now.
No, we're
but
running
y'all
the
should
marathon.
put that hyperness.
Yeah.
Y'all should put that we're running a marathon.
We're running the marathon.
This is not no easy sprint.
Yeah.
This is not no 100 meter.
Yeah.
This is a this is a mile run.
Yo.
No, this is a 5K. This is a 5K run.
Yeah.
I think Cafeteria is going to do an excellent job at capturing everything that's kind of going on within our region.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what it looks like in final form, or even like just starting the process of covering what's going on.
Most definitely.
Or capturing what's going on, because we are storytellers, so we capture things here. But I think it's, you know, I can't wait till it's not, oh, there's nothing to do in Hartford, there's nothing to do in Connecticut.
There's nothing to do in New England.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm also hyped to like really like promote. I'm always going to hype up the Black and brown community because like I'm Black, like
right.
I can't help but do that. That's the story that I know. But also like I do feel like what's always put on the pedestal is white art, and
very true.
I feel like, you know, living in New England, it's always this idea that it's just white. And I'm like, no, like, it's a very Black and brown area.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Black and brown people. It's just that our art styles are more contemporary. And it's because of what we grew up around this, like, we grew up in a historical area. We grew up in what is deemed to be a very white area. And I'm not saying that the whiteness has anything to do with it. It's more of the history. Like, we grew up in a very historical space, so our art is going to be more contemporary than it is modern. But within that contemporary art, there is a lot of futurism that people don't see, because we had to create our own ideas of what like this Black world looks like, because you're not growing up in a Black area.
Right.
Nope.
So there's a lot of Afrofuturistic artists out here in Connecticut, and Afrofuturism is like such a massive thing that, you know, I feel like Connecticut actually like has a lot of people doing that and like creating some shit that hasn't been seen before out here. And it's like, we don't know about those people, but that's why I'm excited to do this stuff for Cafeteria Media, because it's like, now y'all gonna know about these people.
Exactly.
Y'all finna know about these people that are doing shit, because there's just so much.
We have the talent. We have the talent. We have the curiosity. We have the space. You know, we have the opportunity to be able to create and capture. You know what I mean? So the fact
all we're missing is them.
No, exactly.
All we're missing is them.
You know what I mean? So call to action time, because you know, I think it's very important that people kind of know what we have going on. People know who we are, but I also want them to know that, you know, this is what we're here for. We're here for them. You know, in so many different types of senses, we're here for them. To provide them with a platform for, you know, an opportunity or just a chance to just be seen, heard, and acknowledged. You know, Hartford. I feel like Hartford is the tiniest bit oversaturated, not in every single sense of art, but I think like in sense of like, for me, I hate to say that I'm music dominated, because that's not the box that I want to put myself in ever. And if I do, I hate that box. I hate that box very much, because a lot of people put me in that box. But like, when it comes to the music scene specifically, there's so many people that are in that box.
I know there's so many people trying to do. The amount of people be like, "Yo, I'm putting out, listen to me on SoundCloud." No. It's not even like, I know there are fire. We all know there are fire artists out here. Like, fuck yeah, like,
saturated.
but it's like, it's saturated in terms of like the type of music that's being put out.
Right.
And that's why I fuck with very few artists out here, is because it's like, there's very few artists out here that are doing something different, and those are the people that need to be put on the pedestal, like
highlighted.
You know what I'm saying? And they're often not. Like, everybody's always looking for a rapper, and I'm just like, what about the jazz artist?
For sure, yeah.
What about that blues singer for real? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree to that.
What about the DJ that can also sing and do backflips?
Sonia. Shout out to Sonia. Soul, we love you here.
Yes, we do.
You here. Hearts to Sonia. Hearts and hugs to Sonia always. But no, yeah, like even like Nikita the band, I love to go see in live. Like live music is everything to me.
That's
So if I get the opportunity to go see somebody play some instruments, I'm with it.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know, like it's just that rapping shit. Everybody wants to be a rapper. It's just like, bruh, we need a garbage man.
We need
We need a garbage man.
I feel you.
We need more electricians. We need more handyman like Jordan. So
What's up?
and Jordan's not a rapper. So
you know,
Spoken word artist.
hey,
Different.
Okay.
Like, even that
It is
form, like,
different.
like
Yeah.
again, like with Hartford being like, you know, organically like a writing scene.
Mm-hmm.
Poetry used to be massive out here.
Oh shit,
yeah,
That's what I grew up. I grew up in the spoken word scene.
Mm-hmm.
fire.
We used to be massive with spoken word. Fuck.
Yeah,
So like, that's another art form that like is not looked at a lot. But I'm like, that's a fire art form. I'd rather sit and hear a spoken word artist spit some fire poetry
yeah.
than sit and listen to somebody rap about the same
The
drugs
same
and
three
drugs,
things,
guns,
yeah.
and girls.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Rap about where you came from. Rap about.
Exactly. Tell me
rap
about your
how-
story.
Rap about how you got out of the struggle. Rap about.
Talk to me about Windsor. How nice is Windsor? Because all
Do
Do
y'all
not
be
talk to
Windsor.
me about Windsor.
all y'all be from Windsor, living in nice ass houses and nice ass cars
And then sitting
nice
here
ass,
spitting
and
about
come from
how you
me.
shot somebody yesterday. No, you didn't.
We don't even know how to toot a gun.
That really is a straight up cup.
Kills me. Like I'm from Windsor, so it really be killing me. It really be killing me.
Oh, the cup?
Yeah, I said that really is just like a straight
I
up
thought
cup.
you said, oh, that's a cop. I said,
No.
That's
Yeah,
what I
it
said
is a
too. I was
cup.
like
No, I said
Windsor.
it's a
Yeah.
cup.
no, it's like-
I'm screaming.
Completely off topic.
Nah,
Completely off topic.
But, okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know,
It's
a
a cup.
funny thing
Yeah.
is like as much like it is funny that like people from like the outskirts of Hartford, like the suburbs around Hartford, try to be that's their idea of Hartford, so that's why they try to come into Hartford as
No,
rappers.
yeah.
And I'm just like, I appreciate the people from Windsor, from East Hartford, from West Hartford, from New Britain and shit that are like, no, New Britain's its own city. So from like the surrounding areas of Hartford, like I appreciate those artists who are quiet, who are, you know, contemporary, who are putting out shit that's different.
Just themselves.
Just themselves.
Yeah.
Like
Literally all
I know a lot
Original.
of I know a
That's
lot of
really all I
poets from
want.
I know a lot
Yeah.
of poets from Windsor. I know great musicians from Windsor.
Yeah.
And they're not sitting here trying to like rap about the same things everybody else is rapping
Mhm.
about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, those are the kind of artists that I always like gravitate to, because I'm just like, okay, like you're doing something different.
For sure.
You're not trying to be the same. Like a big thing that I remember being in college, I was a film student. Like motherfuckers were like, oh, I want to be the next Steven Spielberg. I want to be the next so and so, and I'm
It's
just
like,
like,
be the first
Be
you.
yourself.
no, that's what
Yeah.
I said.
Yeah,
I
be the
literally said,
first
I
you.
want to be the first Madison Frame. I want to be the first Busy
Right.
Ruth. Like I want to be the 1st
Mhm.
of me. I don't
Mhm.
want to be like anybody else. And if somebody can compare me to them, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Because obviously we always have inspiration.
Mhm.
Right.
And that's okay to be inspired by people that you
Yeah.
want to, you know, emulate to an extent.
Mhm.
But it is very important to be you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because one of the things with art is that there's nothing original about art anymore. The only thing that's
Nope.
original is how you do it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's why you gotta separate yourself. Like
Ooh.
you cannot say I want to be like this person. You have to be you, because you're not gonna be able to do it the way they did it.
All right.
We
That's,
gotta implement those in.
that's what I'm saying, and that's actually a good full circle because
Yeah.
we started talking about music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
actually.
I think we're at an hour, so
facts.
yeah, we could
Chatty
definitely.
patties.
No,
We love
seriously,
that.
seriously, we can definitely call it if you guys want to, unless you have any more questions or.
Any more questions? I honestly don't think we have any more questions. I
Mm.
think we got into it.
Mm.
What we will be doing with the calf, we answered that. We will be
Done.
capturing things up.
Yeah.
And then the combo will include our call to action.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
we got everything
Yeah.
done.
Plug in.
Tap
You know,
in,
subscribe
sort
to
yourself.
Cafeteria.fm.
Mhm.
Follow
Facts.
Cafeteria Media. Follow Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner.
Most definitely.
Follow the calf. Come to the calf.
Mhm.
No, exactly. Come
You
shop.
know it's fire. I know y'all see. This is a GoPro. I know y'all can see everything.
It's true. It's a wide
So
angle.
it's a wide angle. I know y'all see the clothes in the back. I know you see the skateboards and shit. I know you know, it's
you
fire.
see the shape I smooth with a quarter because
me?
come grab some, come get shaded, come be on your smooth shit. You know,
Come
the
get some
team is
cool
always
shit
in
made
here.
by cool ass people.
No,
like,
facts.
for real.
It's actually funny because I don't want to take this box, but this box by here, because I was gonna say it's all created by local Connecticut artists, but I'm gonna do this. He's probably gonna be tight because they're gonna move.
No, they're not.
Oh,
they're
they're
they're stuck onto the back.
Oh, that's
Yo,
smart.
Josh,
Well
that's
done.
some smart shit.
Well
man.
done.
That was fly.
Yeah.
I was scared. But these right here are from this beautiful woman from the Bronx. Her name's Sporty. Sporty's so fucking fly. She's so fucking fly. So the fact that her things are in here, you know, if you make something, if you make some smooth shit, if you make some fly shit, you feel me? This is the place where you know, want to come have your things be bought by locals.
Pull up to Samia if you want to showcase work. Like, they have artists in there every 3 months. Like, you can showcase your art there. You can apply to showcase your art there. I'm gonna say that.
There are avenues for you to succeed in Connecticut, just as there are.
And they're all
anywhere.
started for people that look like they're by people that look like you and for people that look like you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
all ecosystem by the CAF, literally.
Exactly.
All of us on 12 different teams doing the same exact. It's pretty much the same mission. You feel me? Just divided into different lanes and
we're
different.
Just trying
avenues.
to uplift y'all and like
right.
show y'all that there are resources, that there are platforms that you guys can go onto and like showcase your stuff. And also don't be scared to do that. For anybody that is scared to like show their shit, like this is the place where you gotta do it. We're not gonna judge you.
Pop out.
No.
No, never.
We'll give constructive criticism,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna judge you.
Never that. So definitely make sure that you tap in with us, guys. I've had a great first episode.
No, this has been
with you
dope.
guys.
This has been dope.
We had some great conversation.
It's
I
been
feel like I learned a lot about like both of you guys during this time. So I'm glad that we got to do that. I'm excited to see what comes of this.
Yeah, seriously. Because we may see you. Wow, this can be weird. We may see you on here soon. Exactly. Some corny shit.
I love this. I love this.
Yeah.
I'm screaming.
Oh
I'm
my
screaming.
God.
This is great, guys. This is just great fucking content.
But seriously, you may hear from us.
No, you will hear from us.
Maybe a DM or a text or
Listen,
something.
if anything, email us, DM us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter.
What's
Instagram,
your IG?
Facebook, all of that.
I'm at Rustbrush, so RUSTBRUSH. Hit me up.
I am at Too Busy on IG. I think on all platforms actually.
Spell it for them,
Yeah, I would
please.
spell it.
TOO.BIZZIE. So I'm mostly active on Instagram, so definitely hit me up on there. I
Same
don't
here.
really like opening my Twitter or my Facebook.
I don't have Twitter, so follow me on IG at SMOOVETHESOURS.
Smooth the source.
There you go.
Smooth with a V, not no TH.
SMOOVE. The source.
Yes.
That's it. That's just how that goes. Follow us. Follow the CAF on IG. What is it? Cafeteria Media.
Yeah, it's literally
dot media. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Follow
Cafeteria
us.
underscore media.
Is it underscore?
I think it's underscore media.
Underscore.
I would just check. Yeah.
Follow it on IG. Follow it on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok.
Yeah, it's underscore.
Yeah,
Cafeteria
we got
underscore
pretty
media.
much all the
Get
socials.
crazy.
It's all on there.
Submit your work. Submit your girls' work. Submit your mom's work. Submit your
If there's
dad's
an event
work.
that you got, DM it to
Facts.
us.
Yeah, seriously.
Facts,
We'll try to put it on.
facts. That's
Yeah.
what it is. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We'll have a system in place soon to like really have that up on the website
We'll
and
be
shit.
able to
But
guide you a
and
little bit
everything,
more
yeah.
clear.
yeah, but DM us. We're
Hey.
friendly. We're human.
Exactly.
Yes,
Not
these are
robots.
businesses. We might not show our face all the time, but we human.
But we here.
There's
You'll
humans
see us
behind
here.
these.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So tune in to the next episode of the Lunchbox.
I'm not gonna say with who because I don't know which one is gonna come first, but like, yeah. But tune into the next episode.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Who's
Oh,
next?
Yeah.
Oh,
Who's
I
next
understand.
on the-
So
on the
yeah.
Lunchbox,
So yeah, tune into the next episode.
And if there's an artist that y'all want us to highlight at any point on this
yeah,
this
no,
show,
totally. Like, hit us up.
let us know.
That'd be really dope.
DM us. We're
Yeah.
here. We're alive. We're well.
Mhm.
Safety.
Deuces.
We outside.
That's for the Lunchbox.